Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in for What's Trending in 2021. Today, we're very proud to be partnering with PCNA, the industry's largest promotional product supplier. They are comprised of multiple product lines, including bullet, leads, journal books, and Trimark apparel. This session is being recorded and available to revisit or to be shared with others. We have attendee gifts for those that show up live today. During the presentation, our team will monitor and respond to the chat and answer any questions. Anything that doesn't get answered live will be followed up on afterwards by your Artina representative. I encourage you to take notes of your favorite and most notable ideas, and please share those with us at info@artina.com after watching the presentation. I would like to introduce you to Stephanie West, who is our regional market representative with PCNA. Thanks again, and Stephanie, the stage is yours.
All right, well, thank you, Martina, and thank you to everyone who is listening in on the call today. I'm just going to start off by saying this is a second recording, kind of a condensed version that we're doing of the original presentation that we did on March 11th. So for anybody who is taking a second stab at this, thank you for listening again. So it will look a little different because we've changed it up a little bit, and our product development people are not here this time. So we're just going to try and make it a little shorter this time and give you back maybe a little more time in your day and try and do it in a little closer to maybe 35 or 40 minutes. But as Martina said, I'm the local Ohio regional sales rep for PCNA, and as some of you may be a little bit more familiar with, our product lines are leads, bullet, journal books, and Trimark apparel. I've been the local leads rep for the last 15 years, so I have probably seen or met most of you or many of you at Artina shows over the years. And while I miss seeing you in person, this is probably the next best thing, right? In the meantime, until things get back to normal. So here, this slide has kind of a quick overview of what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about what is your benefit from buying PCNA items from Artina. We're going to talk about new and hot items. We're going to talk about perfect packaging, which is kind of a drop ship or kitting special. And then at the end, there's an opportunity to give us some feedback on what was meaningful for you. And then this slide talks about just why PCNA and Artina. We get it. We know you have choices, choices where you decide to do business, choices who you decide to buy from. PCNA and Artina have a very close relationship. We've been working together for many, many years. And our goal is to make your life easier and to make your gifts look great. On time, every time. That's what's important to you, and that's what's important to us. So we understand that. But how do we actually do that? So we have picked things, just trending products, whether it might be a 25-cent pen to antimicrobial mouse pads to recycled apparel. We've picked all those products and put them under one umbrella, all in one place on one website. All from one company, PCNA. We have several drop ship and kitting programs. You'll see some decorating capabilities that you won't be able to get other places. And then we've got deep stock, which really boils down to what you have when you need it. And then we also look very closely at trends. And what we have done is we've kind of divided the products into what we call 4 lifestyle trends. And the 4 lifestyle trends we're focused on are the result of a trend report that we did mid-year last year. And we do, at PCNA, we do a trend report at least twice a year when we're looking at developing products for the next half a year, 6 months. We do trend reports. And when we look over the last year, it has been a year unlike anything any of us have experienced before. And when we think about trends, you think about the broader lifestyle or society trends, things like colors, patterns, styles, things like that. And because of the onset of the pandemic, there was just dramatic and immediate changes in consumer behavior and lifestyle trends. And those changes happened really fast. So our focus continues to be on these 4 lifestyle trends that we identified back mid-year last year. These trends continue to evolve and be especially relevant as we look even into 2021. And even as things are starting to open up and consumer confidence is starting to return, we see that these trends are still meaningful, but they're starting to just evolve a little bit. So we'll talk about that as we go through the presentation. But the first trend that we're going to look at is virtual life. And as the pandemic escalated, about 50% of the workforce immediately transitioned to working virtually. And prior to the pandemic, only about 14.5% of the people were working from home. So that's really a big, impactful number that happened just boom like that, from 14.5% to half of the workforce. Also an impact was conferences and events, celebrations, happy hours, family gatherings, all went online. Even things like real estate, travel, virtual museums, experiences, things like that all went online. So we looked for things that could help facilitate and seamlessly transition those experiences and help make that transition go smoother. So as we go into the next couple slides, these are going to be products that help with that working from home experience. But the other thing that we just want to think about too is all of these products are also going to be applicable for those people that we don't want to forget about, those essential workers that have been coming into work every day and didn't have that luxury of working from home as well. These are still going to be great items for those people as well, because a lot of these products still are just maybe techie, gadgety items that worked, towards having more of a sanitized or clean environment or workspace. So still going to be applicable for those environments as well. So in this slide, this is got some great tech items, and I'm not going to talk about every item on every slide. I'm just going to pick out a couple of just cool, neat things that really kind of stood out to me. That desktop whiteboard that's in the middle of the first slide, I love this piece. This actually fits on your desk space above or in front of your laptop. And it gives you, it's kind of got an eco aspect to it, that instead of wasting sticky notes, you can write down your daily to-do list on that whiteboard. Underneath the whiteboard, you've got a great office accessory storage space. It comes with a little eraser. So it's very practical for any environment, whether you're working from home or going into work. The antimicrobial mouse pad, another great item, because whether you're working from home or an essential worker, having a mouse pad that has that antimicrobial additive incorporated into the top of the mouse pad is going to be, it's just giving you that extra sense of security, that extra sense of safety. For under $5, that's a great item. And then the pristine power bank with the UV sanitizer, that item is at the bottom of the page. And one of the things that is really cool about this piece is it's got a couple of different charging or not charging, but sanitation modes to it. So there's a quick 3-minute sanitizing, and then there's a 5-minute thorough sanitizing mode to it. And then the top of the piece, you can just lay your phone on top of it and it'll wirelessly charge your phone. But then it also has a USB port on the side that if you don't have wireless charging for your phone, you can still plug into it and use it to charge your phone. And the other really cool thing about this is if you don't want to say you've got your phone laying on top of it, and you come home from the day and you want to just be able to sanitize things like your jewelry, your watch, your earrings, things that you've touched during the day, your keys, you can put all those things inside there and sanitize those as well. And the last thing that I'm just going to mention is the laptop and tablet video light that's there in the middle. That's a great item too, because virtual meetings have become the new norm. It's not even so new anymore. We've all gotten kind of accustomed to the video conferences, but the lighting is an issue for some people. This makes it to where you can really look very professional. It comes with 49 built-in LED lights. It can be adjusted for brightness. So that is another just great item for these Zoom meetings and Teams meetings. This next page has got some more great tech or virtual items listed. And what I like about this page too is the price points. You don't have to spend a ton of money to have a great inexpensive tech giveaway. So things like the tech screen with antimicrobial additive, that's a great inexpensive item for under $2. And then on the far right, the little wireless earbud phone wallet. Nowadays, everybody's got AirPods or some version of a knockoff AirPod. So that has the little wallet that goes on the back of your phone that will hold a credit card or your ID. For under $1, that's a great price point that if you're targeting college-age kids or students, that's a great price point for a giveaway item. And then in the middle, the Oppo headphones with the microphone. That is another just super practical for a virtual office item. And what I really like about the Oppo Bluetooth headphones is they have extra soft ear cups for all day comfort. So for those people that might be taking phone calls during the day, maybe having phone calls routed to them in a virtual customer service type of situation, they have a built-in microphone and they will play at max volume for over 3 hours without needing to be charged. So some really, really good products on that page as well. And then we get into wellness. And on this slide, a couple of things just about the trend of wellness and health conscious. Stress and anxiety were already on the rise before the pandemic. And then you throw in the pandemic and it just kind of put it into overdrive. So now more than ever, people just want to be safe, healthy, and reduce their stress and anxiety. Products and services that help people and companies be safer and healthier are going to have a perceived value right now. So when this happened, as a company, our immediate focus was on things that kept people safe from germs and viruses. So we looked for things like products that had UV lights. We obviously looked at PPE products. And things with antimicrobial and antibacterial surfaces and treatments. But as the trend evolves, the focus is transitioning into staying healthy, fitness, being less stressed, healthier eating, going outside, things like that. And we are starting to see this trend continue to evolve daily, even weekly, as the states start to open up. So gyms are starting to open up. We're starting to see people get out more often as the weather starts to break here a little bit. So this trend let me just flip the slide here, is going to have kind of a hybrid of, and maybe even a little bit of crossover in product. You'll see some sanitization types of products in here, but you're also going to see some things that will speak to healthy eating and food storage, like the glass food container with the bamboo lid. So this was designed for taking food on the go. So if you're bringing your food into work, that could be kind of like the bento box right beside it. Those were food storage items that you're now coming to work, you're bringing food in with you. We were still seeing the trend of a lot of companies that may have had a cafeteria. A lot of cafeterias are still closed, so the employees are having to bring food in. But the neat thing about that glass food bowl is that it can be microwaved, but it can also be a storage container in your food pantry. And that bamboo lid can be used as a cutting board. So it's got, a multi-purpose aspect to it as well. Another product that I really like on this slide is the Thor antimicrobial bottle in the bottom left corner. So one of my favorite things to say just about antimicrobial, because you could get sick of hearing me say antimicrobial by the time I'm done with this presentation, but just going to warn you ahead of time. I could say it a few times, but my point is, if you're given the choice of something that has an antimicrobial coating on it versus something that doesn't, I personally am going to choose that antimicrobial coated product all day, every day, whether it's a mouse pad, whether it's a drinkware item, whether it's a piece of clothing. I don't care what it is. You give me the choice of antimicrobial or non-antimicrobial, or just something without anything on it that kills germs. I'm going to pick the germ killing item all day, every day. And especially if it doesn't cost more to pick that item. So this Thor bottle is a perfect example of that. That's a 22-ounce copper-lined bottle for $12, $13, and it's got an antimicrobial coating actually incorporated into the coating of the bottle, so it kills germs. Keeps your surface from, basically keeps the surface from getting contaminated. And the other really cool piece on this slide is the earbuds, the Voltanis UV earbuds. This one is double protected. So where those earbuds, those AirPod style of earbuds, still continue to be very popular, what is special about this one? And you can't really tell by how it's named or just by looking at it, but the case itself actually has a UV or antimicrobial material that is built into the coating of the case, so protects from germs on the case itself. And then inside the case where the earbuds are stored, there's a UVC light that sanitizes the earbuds. So another super, super cool item that is anti-germ protected item. Okay. And then some wellness items here that have a little bit lower price points, things like the wipeable tote bag. I love that, where you can just use a Lysol wipe to wipe down the inside and the outside of that double laminated tote. The one on the far right, that grocery tote with the antimicrobial additive, that is one that at the end of the presentation, we're going to ask you for some feedback. If you give us feedback on the presentation, we will send you the this grocery tote as a thank you for attending and giving us feedback. So we would love that if you did that at the end. But I love this grocery tote. So what's special about this is it has antimicrobial additive in the lining of the grocery tote. And again, it's just the typical or classic reliable grocery tote that you know and love, but it's been treated with a blend of antimicrobial inhibitors and tested to prevent the growth of surface bacteria. So the other neat thing about this is it's really hard to see, but you can kind of see a little word at the bottom of that tote. It actually says, it comes printed with the word antimicrobial on the grocery tote, kind of like we do have several of our, actually anything in our line that is recycled has either a recycled tag or a little recycled symbol on it, or a little card that comes with it that says it's made from recycled material. Same thing. This comes with antimicrobial printed right on the bag so that when you get that bag, you know there's something special about it and you don't have to have somebody tell you to know that it's antimicrobial. Okay. Last thing I'm going to mention on here is the delivery cooler in the bottom right corner. This has been a surprisingly popular item already, just in terms of feedback and sample demand. Stock isn't available for a couple more weeks, but while we call it a delivery cooler, I would not pigeonhole this as delivery cooler. Not everybody has companies out that are necessarily wanting to give away a cooler with delivery orders. What I would look at this as is more of a storage cooler, a trunk cooler, and this coincides with the trend of these days when we go out, we tend to try and kill more birds with one stone. And I know that's kind of not a great way to say it, but we tend to have a list and we're going to go here, 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 and here, and try and do a bunch of things in one trip versus going out and just going to the grocery and coming home. And this is a great cooler to put your groceries in, and then maybe you're going to the dry cleaner, and then maybe you're going to a couple of other places, and you want to make sure you keep your groceries cold while you're making all those other stops. So I would look at this as more of an inexpensive trunk cooler or a weekend cooler. Just a great size. It does have a support board in the bottom of it, and it's got some carry handles on the side. So super, this is going to be a winner for us for under $10. And then family focus. This is another one of the trends that we're watching, and how the trend of family focus is affecting us is the pandemic really forced families to kind of reorganize their lives in their homes. It's refocused our priorities on putting a greater emphasis on our families. Keeping everybody healthy and happy is now our main goal. Not that it wasn't before, but it is really a focus now. So things in our lives revolved before, it revolved around work, gym, shopping, malls, movies. And we really put that on hold and learned to live without all that stuff. And as this trend revolves, as life slowly returns to normal, some of the trends that family focus has kind of kept us focused on, or has made us lean towards in the past 6 to 12 months, are things like baking, healthy cooking, creating a warm and safe environment in our home. Some other major trends, though, are the result of families looking for activities that we can do together and still feel safe. So things like camping and outdoor activities are also starting to return. So with that, some of the things products that kind of tie into this family focus, things like blankets. And one of my personal favorites is the one in the middle, the oversized wearable, also known as, or AKA, the Snuggie type blanket. I love this blanket. So it does have a couple of snaps where you can make some sleeves out of it. You do not have to wear it. It doesn't have to be snapped. I personally don't snap it, but it can be worn if you wanted to wear it. But it is just a great big blanket. So for taller people or people who don't like their feet hanging out of the bottom of a blanket, this is your blanket. It is super soft, and it's got a Sherpa lining. All of our blankets that can be embroidered include 7,500 stitches of embroidery. So that's just a nice added value that you don't have to factor in that extra embroidery cost if you're doing one of our blankets with embroidery. And another thing that I would just point out on this page is the recycled backpack cooler in the bottom left. As people are starting to get out more and looking to do things like camping and hiking, recycled backpack coolers, or just backpack coolers in general, which we have several backpack coolers. The backpack coolers are a great item to take out for a day of hiking. They're a bigger size, so for a family to take out and to be able to put some drinks and some sandwiches and things like that in there for the price point, that's a fantastic price of about $11. Okay, and then a couple of other family focus items here. The over-the-cart grocery tote. What I really like about this is it is huge. The picture just doesn't do it justice. That thing takes up almost the entire interior of a grocery tote. And it has plastic handles that actually slide down over the sides of the grocery tote. So it kind of locks it in place on your grocery cart, I guess. And then it's washable too. So you can remove those plastic pieces and then throw the whole thing in your washing machine and your dryer and just clean it so that you have a germ-free washable grocery tote. And the other one that I'll mention on here is the 2-in-1 screen cleaner. So this is a great little tech item that will clean your phone, it'll clean your laptop, it'll clean your tech devices, and then it's got a little wipe built into the cleaner. Okay, and then practicality. So this topic or trend that we were watching, on the surface, it sounds a little boring, not a sexy topic, right? But this trend is actually connected to the reset that we faced last year with the pandemic. So it's really about value and how meaningful something is to us. So some of our more practical possessions are some of the ones that we value the most. So it's about gift giving in ways that have, a really meaningful value to the recipient. So this trend is becoming more and more important over the last year as companies continue to look for ways to support their employees and their customers. And they're just looking for ways to show that they're listening and to keep people connected. This is especially true when we're rewarding employees that continue to go to work every day, right? So many people have worked really hard to keep businesses going at the sake of their health sometimes or their safety. And companies, especially hospitals, healthcare environments, those companies are looking for ways to reward and say, we appreciate you and appreciate what you do every day. So it's an opportunity to keep employees emotionally connected by choosing gifts that align with their lifestyles and their values, whether that's healthier living. I mean, there's lots of ways that you can pick a useful, practical gift without it being boring. It can be tied to their eating healthy. It can be tied to getting outside more, or even just stress relief. So when I think of practicality, I think of things too that also have dual purpose, and things like the Titan 2-in-1 cooler. That's patterned after a popular retail style of drinkware. So you can put just a can or a bottle down in there and use it as like a koozie style of item, or you can put the lid on it and drink directly out of it. The Ziggu collapsible bottle, that is patterned after an extremely popular retail item called the Q. It'll collapse down to about half of its size. The Q in retail is about a $25 retail bottle. This is identical to the Q. We've got it in some fun, we've got it in solid colors, but then we've also got it in some fun tie-dye colors, which the tie-dye is super, super hot right now. So I would really encourage people to do some fun stuff and look at things like the tie-dye or the ice pattern that we have as well. And then things like the bento box down in the bottom. And the bento box, again, is that trend of bringing food from home. But it can also be, we do things like free insertion if it's one of our products into another one of our products. And we've had people do things like put a bento box inside a backpack cooler, or a bento box and a drinkware piece inside a cooler, and make it a little kit or a back to work kit. So we absolutely do those kinds of things. And then EcoSmart. So what EcoSmart is this is our eco platform. And what that is we give 1% of all of our purchases go back to a company or a platform called 1% for the Planet, and that supports two great charities, One Tree Planet and Well Aware, and between those two initiatives, we plant trees and we dig wells, basically. And if you're wondering if companies are buying eco products, or if eco is important to companies right now, absolutely, eco is a big deal right now. Our eco sales, just as a company, were up over 30% last year during a pandemic year. I mean, that really says something, that when sales as a whole, people have cut back, when eco is still up, that says something in general. So this is a couple of just statistics for EcoSmart. In our EcoSmart platform or program last year, we donated over 150,000 towards the 1% for our planet, which came out to, we ended up digging two water wells, and we planted over 75,000 trees. And more than 1 million water bottles were saved from landfills, or kept from being put in landfills. And that just represents the number of bottles that went into the manufacturing of our products. So over 1 million water bottles went into our products and were kept from landfills. So it's really a great program, and it has really resonated with people. So these are some of the EcoSmart items in our line, and that PLA item that you see there in the center there, the utensil set. So this kind of ties into the concept of bringing food from home, and the idea of a lot of companies that have stopped or temporarily shut down their cafeterias. So we have seen a big amount of success with both food storage, food containers, and utensil sets. And for anybody who doesn't know what PLA is, you may recognize that last year wheat was really in, wheat straw. This year it's PLA, and PLA is just polylactic acid, which is it's just the new thing this year for eco products. It's derived from a renewable resource like cornstarch or sugarcane, and it's biodegradable. So it's the new eco material that a lot of promo products are being made out of. So one item that I'll just point out on this slide too is the 3-pack shopper totes. And one thing that I really like about the 3-pack is that when, a lot of times when you get or receive a bag, whether it's a shopper tote or a grocery tote, you may have one, you may have two, but it seems like a lot of times you don't have however many you need. Or maybe you forget it. Maybe I don't know how many times I've gotten to a store and I've either been to the door or inside the building and I thought, crap, I forgot to bring my bags in. So this is a great item where you've actually got the 3-pack really in a small carrying case, carabiner even on there, so you could hook it on a belt loop if you wanted to, but easy to storage, easy to store, and easy to be something you can just toss in the back seat or even in your glove box and have it be something that's convenient and with you all the time. Next page, we get into some of our eco apparel. And the cool thing about the eco apparel is, of course, you still have the 1% for the planet. It also applies for our eco apparel. So you can look good and feel good knowing that you're helping the planet. Okay. And a couple of pieces that I'm going to point out in the eco apparel line. This Sierra, which is in the middle of the top, I absolutely love this piece. So I was talking about being, halfway the door of a store, getting right there or inside and forgetting your bags. I don't know, just in the last probably 2 weeks, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten out of my car and been halfway to the door and forgotten a mask and had to turn around and go back and get a mask. What I love about the Sierra is it's got a built-in gaiter. And you can kind of see it there in the picture. So, while we're all in a hurry to get back to normal, it looks like that whole face covering thing is unfortunately going to be part of our lives for at least a while longer. So to have that integrated adjustable gaiter to cover up our face when we have to make a quick trip into the store, I think that is a home run. That's a winner. It's also convenient if you're just, going to make have a quick run through a park or go to the gym. It's just a very convenient feature. And another really, really neat feature about this is it has an integrated UV protection. And the coolest part about it is treated with something called Pro TX2 treatment, which is basically an antivirus treatment that decreases bacteria and viruses. And this is something that they're starting to use in retail. Under Armour and Lululemon have started integrating this coating into some of their pieces, but they charge a heck of a lot more for it than we do. So it is a new coating, fabric coating. This is the first piece that we've launched that has that antibacterial and antivirus coating called Pro TX2. And of course, it's made from recycled material. And then the other one that I want to mention on this page is the Fraser, which is in the bottom left. Another great item. It's actually patterned after 2 of our existing bestsellers, and it's made from a lightweight material, recycled polyester. So it's great for hospitals and indoor workspaces. So 2 super cool details that you wouldn't see just from looking at the picture. It has a removable no-touch tool, which is attached by a bungee cord in the left pocket. And then it also has a handy little loop on the right shoulder that was designed for you to clip your badge, your retractable badge holder, or you can clip a mask to it. So just a couple of little details. It also has thumb holes to make it easier for layering. It's snag resistant, it's wash and wear. So just a great jacket. And I said I was only going to talk about 2, but I lied. There's one other, the Copper Bay hoodie in the bottom right corner. That one, you'll notice it is not the text is not in green, so that means it's not an eco item, but it is my favorite new apparel item this year. And it is a new hoodie. And what is special about this hoodie, besides the fact that it's a Roots branded hoodie, which Roots is awesome. They're originally from Canada and part of the whole resort type of product that comes out of Roots. They're basically the North Bay of Canada. But what is cool about this is it's Sherpa lined. So it is super, super soft and warm on the inside, not like any other hoodie you've ever worn. It's very, very comfortable, really soft. So my favorite new product this year from our apparel line. And then in terms of decoration trends, just real quickly, this is another eco piece that launched last fall called our Beige half zip. But what I wanted you guys to see on this is just the positioning of the logo is in that upper shoulder area. So we call this Zoom ready. So obviously when you're doing a Zoom or a Teams meeting, this area is what this upper area above the chest is what you're going to see versus that left chest embroidery area. So we've moved the logo up to make it visible on the camera. And then the last thing that I want to cover was just our drop ship program. And this is a kitting drop ship program that we're offering for our leads and apparel line, where you can pick as few as one item as really unlimited items between leads and Trimark, and we will kit them together for you. We kit our own products for free. So if it's leads and Trimark, we'll put them together. And we will, I'll put it here on the next page. We will put a card in there. We'll print the card for you, or you can, and you can design the card, or you can use one of our kind of pre-designed messages if you don't have a big marketing department or you're short on time. We've got some pre-formatted messages. That we will print a little sticker for you that'll go on the outside of the box so that the customer, the end user recipient understands what they're getting or recognizes that it's something special. We put tissue paper in there, and then there is just the cost of whichever size box you need. So if you're putting a drinkware piece in there and maybe a power bank and a journal, you will probably need the medium size box. We have a program that will tell you what size box you need, but whatever size box you need to fit those items into, that box. And you see the prices down the side of the boxes there. So a small box adds $11, a medium box is $16, a large box is $27. Those prices represent flat rate shipping. Okay. So those are just the flat rate shipping prices to anywhere in the continental USA. So let's say you're trying to figure out, we want to do drop ships to, we're going to send some to California, some to Texas, some to Florida, some to Ohio, some to Maine, and you're trying to get an idea of how do I budget for that? Here's your flat rate shipping price. Depending on those 3 items going into that medium box, it's just $16 for that flat rate shipping price. Okay. So here's just an example using 2 of my apparel pieces. You've got the ball cap for $8.42. You've got the jacket for roughly $63. You add those 2 together, it comes to $71.50. You put it in the perfect packaging, which includes the shipper box, the tissue paper, the special printed card, and the sticker on the outside of the box. That together is $8. And both that the hat and the jacket fit into the small box. So the small box has the flat shipper rate of $11. So when you add the $8 for the packaging and the $11 for the flat rate shipping, and then the cost of the product, it comes to $90.50, all included, drop shipped to each individual person. And then we do have a really basic drop ship program for Bullet product, which is our less expensive, kind of out of good, better, best. It would be good, less expensive product, typically stuff under $5. And basically it doesn't include all the stuff like the tissue paper and the sticker and the pre-printed card. We're just taking your item, we're packing it, we can kit it with other Bullet items. And if you have a minimum of $15 product, we'll ship it for free, drop ship it for free. So this just recaps what we talked about today. So everything you need all in one place across all different product categories, the different drop ship and kitting options that we have, Zoom ready and different decoration capabilities, and then deep stock, which is what you have when you need, what we have, what you have when you need it. And then this is the original offer that we had for the people who attended. We would still like your feedback. And if you would like to tell us what is most meaningful, this is for the people who are watching this in the second taping. If you would like to tell us what was most meaningful for you, we will send you the antibacterial tote. And just send your email to info@artina.com, and we will send you out a antimicrobial grocery tote. So thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you joining us. And if you have any questions or need any help, your Artina rep is there to assist you. And again, we appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much.